IRL streamer threatened with 99 years in prison by Atozy.
This walking burden to society has just gotten into more trouble with the Israeli police. And it hasn't even been 72 hours since the last video I dropped on him. So since then, he's allegedly had an official threaten him with 99 years in prison. He's been taken in for questioning by the
Johnny Somali. Why does that name not surprise me? Like, how does this happen? I have to question, how do we get to this point in time when we have creators, influencers, and public figures engaging in this? I'm not going to say it out loud. You can read the headline. How do we get to this point?
Police again, and also threatened to sue me on Twitter and use my YouTube ad.
Wait a minute. Jewish. Actually, technically, if Johnny Somali did say this, technically, Atozy could be responding with his own legal team. There is a certain reason why I don't ever mention when companies copyright me and stuff that, oh, I will do legal action. Because even you saying I will press legal action against you, I will get my lawyers, whether it's an empty threat or not. When I worked in finance, even if we knew someone was completely joshing me around, if a person says, I will get my lawyer, I will sue you, I will pursue legal action against you, you just hang up on the call. You know, your concern is noted. We'll be reaching out to our legal team. All further correspondence must go through our legal team. Thank you. Bye. Click. That's the end of that. This is a very serious thing to throw at somebody.
Revenue on escorts and blow. So good for him. I'm sure a judge will really take that seriously. Nice. But yeah, today we're talking about Johnny Somali, who's become a laughingstock here on the internet, but it seems like he hasn't even realized that people are actually laughing at how pathetic he is and not with him, as his entire stream chat is just actively trying to get him hurt or arrested. And every time something happens, they think it's the funniest thing ever. Johnny has somewhat become infamous because of harassing the public in Japan.
He's Wings of Redemption. He's a lolcow. That's the term. He's a lolcow.
And he was also arrested twice there and held in jail for about 90 days. And I guess when he was finally released from Japanese jail, his bright idea was to go to Israel and start testing the limits there. As it seems like this dude will literally do anything for just a drop of attention, including committing crimes, harassing police officers, all for live stream content. In my recent video, we covered how he absolutely denied.
So y'all wonder why I get so protective about what I do? Y'all wonder why I try so hard to be the difference, why I try very hard to be a good person? Because for every one of me, for every person that does good things like me, there are 10 of that. Johnny Somali was in the news very, very recently for trespassing in Japan, which he was detained. As far as I'm aware, he was arrested. Seems like he got released, and his bright idea is to fly to a very contentious zone, is how we're going to put that. A very hotly debated place in the world right now, and to harass police officers there. This is not good. This is not a bright idea. This is not okay. No one should do this. And if this goes up on YouTube, right? Obviously Atozy's covering it's different. If Johnny Somali uploaded this to YouTube, right? Say on a Johnny Somali channel, YouTube should absolutely be striking this. As somebody who has done firearms reactions and censored everything and still been told by YouTube, hey, these are going to stand. We stand by our decision. You know, feel a little, feels a little sad, bro, right? But this is rewarded by YouTube, and this needs to stop. Atozy's coverage of this is bringing to light a very important issue. That's different than, say, I don't know, going to Japan and posting a specific forest video like Logan Paul does, right? There's a difference here.
But unfortunately for him, he's live streaming everything.
Do I look like someone who's the harass anybody?
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'm from America. Don't touch me. I'm from America. Don't touch me. I'll slap that. I'll grab it too. Donald Trump told me grab it. I'll grab that too.
The dude is basically as dishonest as it comes, and he was proudly trying to falsely copyright strike myself, Decoy Voice, and Oompaville. So
once again, right? Copyright strikes, legal action, the issuer has to manually submit, and it is correct under penalty of perjury. YouTube, where are you at, my dudes? Come on now, let's get this fixed. Come on, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Let's go. Let's wake up and at 'em.
Oh, I posted that on Twitter. He then replied, "You're gonna get effed by my Jewish lawyers very soon for defamation, libel, and slander. You will have to crowdfund legal fees just like last time. Cease and desist will be delivered. It's going to feel so good spending your YouTube ad revenue on blow and escorts."
Does a lawyer look at this and go, okay, but there's intent here? Whether you intend to buy these last two products or buy these last two services, you clearly showed intent here, and that's the problem. Look, all I'm saying, YouTube is a wild place, and social media in general is a wild place. I understand why stuff like this gets coverage. I understand why this stuff gets traction, because engagement is all that matters. Positive, negative, engagement is king. You got to get those engagements. You got to get those metrics, right? This is how we get into a situation where this is unfortunately more normalized than you'd think.
So to that I replied, you're pathetic. Because let's be real here, nobody damages his image more than himself. But speaking of lawsuits, damage, and injuries, when you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. And that's where today's sponsor, Morgan & Morgan, comes in. Morgan & Morgan, they do not settle for lowball offers. Just in the past couple of months, Morgan & Morgan have seen verdicts of $12 million in Florida, which was 34 times the highest insurance offer, $26 million in Philadelphia, which was 40 times the highest insurance offer, and $6.8 million in New York, which was 25 times the highest insurance offer. And the fee is absolutely free unless you win. And did you know you can start your claim with America's largest injury law firm in just one single click? It's so easy. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at forthepeople.com/Atozy, which is at the top of the description down below. But without further ado, let's continue the video.
I liked that. About 30 seconds. I know, because I know a lot of other React content creators, a lot of reaction channels will cut out the ad reads. I think it's actually kind of good to look at these. I think it was great. No more than 30-ish seconds, right? Pretty quick, pretty snappy. You had all the information. I think what might have made it a little better is posting the facts and figures on, like having a text go up, like text swipe up, you know, with like 6.8, right? All these figures, just for that audience kind of thing. Even though this is clearly geared for more, in my opinion, a audio listener kind of thing, right? I think though that when numbers and stuff like that, especially in quick succession, those three figures were cited back to back, that might have helped it. But overall, I actually really liked it. It was the audio was consistent with the rest of the video. It didn't detract from the video. It was on theme with the video, right? It's not like he's doing a video on, say, oh, I don't know, speed running, and hey, have you gone to this outdoor store, right? It's like, okay, I respect it. I see it. I don't quite get it. I think this is great, actually.
Too long after my interactions with Johnny on Twitter, I noticed I got this comment on my recent video. I'm in the same hotel as him. They are removing him from the country. Woke me up this morning, the same cops. The cops he was mentioning were the cops from the last video that showed up to his hotel to check on him, as allegedly they heard Johnny claim to be injured from the hotel staff. This might have something to do with a series of events that happened on his stream the previous night, because after he got carried away, he was interrogated for 30 minutes. This is where all of Twitter was claiming he'd been arrested. Apparently, he was only detained and questioned. So I do need to correct that he was only detained here, but after being detained, he said this to the police.
You're gay. You're holy shit, man. Did that you? Did that you? I'm not scared of the police. You think I'm scared of these motherfuckers?
Okay.
Bro, you ain't in America anymore. You ain't in America anymore. Oh boy, you're playing by different rules.
You. 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 I don't know what happened. You gotta let him go. You're gonna get a little.
And he said all that after the police allegedly threatened him with this.
You know what the cop threatened me? What? He said 99 years. We'll make sure you don't come back to Israel. I said, I'm Ethiopian. I'm Jewish. You can't come back to Israel. Oh, I have 3,000 viewers. Yo, shout out my gang. Pirate gang in the chat. W sub up.
It's insane to me.
I know the word cringe has lost all its meaning. I'm actively recoiling. Like this is so bad. It's actually comical. Reality truly is stranger than fiction.
That someone will happily ruin their lives for 3,000 viewers. The social media world is getting dystopian incredibly quickly.
Yes.
But then he had two very contradicting statements.
Yo, I need to get some money for what they did tonight, bro. That was crazy. I didn't expect them to really grab my head. They got mad because I'm talking. Tonight was a good night, bro.
Okay, so clearly it wasn't that bad if tonight was a good night. But it seems like in his head, as long as he's getting attention, it's a good night. But going back to the police who were there to check on him, it's a little unclear what they were actually doing, but it seems like Johnny might have been exaggerating injuries, as he previously stated that he wanted some money. Yet, it was a good night.
I don't want to talk about anything. I need to talk to.
I mean, they take that as, especially if this were to go to a legal setting, right? They're going to take everything in as evidence, are they not? So yeah, oh, well, Johnny Somali, oh, Your Honor, you know, I was doing this, I was, you know, making, I was injured, you know, okay. However, you did say you needed to get some money from this, right? do you not stand to profit from an encounter or an endeavor like this, right? You see how this is problematic in just more ways than one. There's no neurons firing in this man's head.
My lawyer. You don't want? I'll talk to my lawyer. You go to the hospital? I'll talk to my lawyer. You don't want to speak with me? I do not want to speak with you guys. I'll talk to my lawyer.
According to the comment I received, those two officers showed back up, and then suddenly there was a news article out that said an American tourist harassed a police officer in the last Mocha protest of Tel Aviv. Jarkon-based police and border fighters arrested a U.S. resident tourist in his 20s yesterday after harassing a police officer with and abusive statements about her as part of a protest as a recent TAA. As part of the investigation, it became clear that in addition to the harassment of the suspect policeman, he violated the order during protests and confronted police officers, interrupting police officers in performance of their duties and even raising harassment against the police officer on social networks. At the end of the investigation, on suspicion of interrupting a police officer in the performance of his duties, insulting a public servant, commotion in a public place, and violating privacy, the suspect was transferred to a proceeding with the immigrant authority for a hearing prior to his deportation from the country for his attribution. Okay, so
I'm pretty sure this is funded by tax dollars, is it not? I'm assuming this is going to be, right, country of origins tax dollars. Tax dollars have to pay for idiots like him. Do you just understand how asinine that is? That this is in no way, shape, or form acceptable?
we have that article that came out claiming that he's about to get deported, but then a day later, Johnny goes live where he claims this happened.
So we're drinking at the coffee shop. Amir says we're drinking cappuccinos. 8 cops run up, secret police, grab me, throw me into a car. I get punched in the stomach, slapped in the face, slapped, choked, and they're like, you need to apologize to the Magab. You need to apologize to the girl you insulted.
R/never happened, am I right? Okay, but with your track record, why should we believe you, right? Imagine, if you will, if I put out a video or a series of videos and I incorrectly cite the same information or same general batch of information multiple times, or I make misleading statements or claims. Why should you, dear viewer, ever listen to anything I have to say? Why should you take me at my word, at face value? No, you say, okay, Kip, you've been wrong about this before. Where's your source? Where's your citation? Where's your research on this, right? That's how being an adult works. That's how basic communication works.
It was crazy. They choked me out and they put me on camera saying sorry now. And I said, never, never, never. You never gonna get some hostage video out of me. You're gonna have to shoot me with that M16. I crashed out. I crashed.
Something tells me this man has never actually fired 5.56. So something just tells me like 5.56 has never been on his in his repertoire, so to speak, of things that he's actually fired.
So
I doubt it went down like that, but whatever, dude.
That happens. They threatened me. They're like, yo, we're gonna take you to a private room and beat your ass. And I was like, bro, what the f is going on? They take me to the police station. I get put in prison for a night with a bunch of Palestinians and Ethiopians and Russians. I end up taking over the jail. I start doing chants and dances with them. All the guards, they're Muslim, Palestinian, they're with me because I'm from America. I ran the whole jail. I'm taking hummus.
It's actually impressive how charged he's made this entire clip. Like, this is actually impressive. This was an any percent speed run to use as many buzzwords and concepts in a currently charged part of the world. No, I don't want to invite discussion on that. We're focusing on this. This is actually impressive.
Then I got out after one night, you know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. But he's claiming he's leaving Israel on Sunday.
But we're going to be leaving Israel Sunday. But yeah, I'm out. I'm out. How am I deported if I'm walking around right here? I'm walking around in Israel right now. Life is good, dog.
Then finally, he had a message to say.
All I want to say is, look, BB, IDF, Assad, I know you're watching. I love Israel, and thank you guys for hosting me in your country. It's been a great 1-month trip. I'm leaving in 4 days, and I think we're gonna go to LA, do no jumper, then I'm going to South America. So yeah, that's the plan. LA, no jumper, South America. So let's make it happen, guys.
Okay, good luck to him, I guess. He's definitely playing a dangerous game, but he also briefly apologized on Twitter, saying, I apologize for my distasteful comments under the influence of alcohol. I am happy to be a guest in your beautiful nation. Thank you for hosting me.
Okay, this is such a cop-out, though. It's such a cop-out response, right? Imagine if I did an entire stream where I slagged off a company, right? Let's borrow, I don't know, let's borrow Nintendo, right? If I slagged off Nintendo the entire time, right? I love Pokemon. Love a lot of my Nintendo games. And then I did a post later after I got heat from that, right? Oh, you know, I'm sorry. I was inebriated. I was tired, you know, just I'm sorry about that. You know, no hard feelings, right? Do you understand how disingenuous that is? And that is seen as a damage control tactic. That everything prior leading to this is more hollow than a first-time Dark Souls 1 player. Like, it's just not... It's not a good response. It's not a good look. But clearly this man isn't the brightest crayon in the box, because he's gone to not only a very charged part of the world, he has not only said, you know, opinions and things about specific groups, specific parties, specific nations, right, that realistically can charge up an entire comment section and have multiple videos done on you trying to expose you, right? That's problematic. When this is seen as normal, this is a problem.
Yeah, dude. Blaming alcohol doesn't excuse your garbage behavior. Either way, the guy's gonna crash out. The only question is when. He's still being extremely bold, even though a police officer already threatened him, or at least an official threatened him, 99 years in prison, allegedly, but he's still running around being that bold. Is this Darwinism? I guess only time will tell. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
I liked that outro, though, actually. I liked that, where he had the like and subscribe buttons pop up in the bottom right. I liked that, though. Get that going in the ad read for some of the numbers. I think it'd be cool. I think it would bind it all together very well. First off, I do want to, obviously, as always, in doing React content, I want to make sure I'm thanking the creator. Thank you, Atozy, for putting out this work. It is not going to be seen, I know, by YouTube and Twitter. It's not going to be seen as necessarily the most DG, quote-unquote, work. However, what you did is you analyzed the situation. You brought your opinions, you brought facts to the table as well, and you present it in a way that showcases that this is problematic, and you did show receipts. If someone, like Johnny Somali, does in fact want to get litigious, you do have right there on public forum that he did say he is going to be speaking to his lawyer will be reaching out to you, and that is going to be important if, for instance, for any reason you have to get your lawyer involved, but I'm sure you know all this as being a larger creator. Thank you for putting out an enlightening piece of work and something that I could talk about with, one, my own experience on YouTube, two, my own experience with other creators, and three, really kind of giving me a chance to explain here why I don't delve into some of these things and why I try really, really hard to just do something different. But so thank you for that. Really do appreciate that. If this kind of content did interest you, down in the description down below, you'll see Atozy's channel link, the original video this, and the original video link. You can go to any of those. In fact, I do recommend that you do go there, especially if you enjoyed this content. And I just don't want to invite any conversation in regards to the state of the world over there. I know that that's going to be a hot button topic. What I'm focusing on specifically is the absolute asinine behavior just exposed by Johnny Somali, and that other creators and streamers do really need to call this out. This needs to be normalized, that this isn't okay. When enough of us start saying it's not okay, that's when we're going to start seeing change in YouTube, in Twitch, in Twitter. We're going to start seeing an impact for people that are disingenuous, such as this individual. But I digress. Johnny Small, of course. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I, try a little bit of a heavy subject. Not gonna contest that. But I hope I was able to provide a decent explanation. I hope that I was able to kind of provide some context here and really just kind of showcase some points that I wanted to bring across. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a good one.